Yeah, there's definitely some crooks. I just had one the day before yesterday. They gave her a price of between $10,000 and $20,000 to fix a problem that didn't even exist. She signed the papers. The way they explained to her was, you know you're going to be at least $10,000, but just be prepared to have hidden issues that we won't know until we get into the concrete. And she signed it. And you got some major cracks there.
This is right where it's transitioning from the...
This is right there. You got major roots coming in from the toilet.
Roots?
See this? Keeps falling. I'm going to flush that toilet and I'll show you. Look, or the floor drain. I don't know where that toilet's tying in, but
the toilet is tying in past the floor drain.
Let's see if it comes in. So it's coming in before floor drain. So I'm going to bet that is the floor drain.
Okay.
There. So here is where your toilet's coming in. It was all fogged up and I couldn't see.
Okay.
Going in, but here is. So you can see the roots there.
Those are roots?
Yep. That's all spider roots. And then so then you got a fracture. This is a crack.
Okay.
And then this is a major crack right here. So this is your joint where you see this offset. What you see here is either deposits or overpour where they put the two pieces together and they concrete around it. Sometimes they'll squeeze in.
Okay.
It's hard to distinguish until you actually look at because they both look the same. Deposits are basically mineral buildup where, yeah, that's a big fracture there.
Yeah.
And water's coming in the joint. And it's kind of like a cave where they, so here at 45s.
Yeah, so it's 45ing to go out towards the corner of the house.
Get some tiny roots coming in there. This is what they call a spider root, where they're coming in and growing little tiny strings.
I'm surprised they're coming through since it's under the slab of our house.
Well, that's so when you have this ground disturbed, dig in the basement.
Yeah.
That's the path of least resistance. So when you see it, especially how bad they are at that floor drain, and we can pour some water down there if you want. But like even here, they're starting to come in. These are little brown spider roots coming in. But they're searching for water. You got some cracks there. They're searching for water. You get into a dry season, they'll go anywhere. I mean, shoot, I've seen them at 17, 18 foot deep. There's a roll of tape in there. Another 45 there, so that's probably close to the clean out on the floor.
Yep, I know where that's at.
You got several fractures there. So this front line is the joint. Behind it
is the stress fractures.
All cracks.
Yeah.
There's your clean out there.
That's a 3-inch clean out. And I did clear this doorway if you wanted to peek at it.
You got a lot of fractures at that clean out. I mean, bad. So when they start doing this number and going a bunch of different ways,
yep,
there's a lot of pressure pushing on that. Offset. A little bit of cooling.
now is when we're heading out.
So the other quote that you got, were they lining from here all the way out, or were they lining just the outside?
They quoted for both.
I honestly won't even be able to get the quote until it's ready. Unless I can get it flowing. There's a lot of area right in there. So soft clog is starting up. But I can't unless I can get it flowing. Can you turn the cold water on? Cold only?
Cold only.
Should be the right side. Here, Rodney. You can turn it all the way on. Yeah.
All the way on?
Mm-hmm. Does the pit have a lid on it? Is there backed up in the pit? Alright. Take the lid off and call me back, and once I'm done with this job, I'll give you a call or text me what you find. I don't know. I have to look at it. I don't know how detailed it is. But it's normal for commercial. It's usually $14.95, but that's for 2 hours. So I don't know. We'll have to look at it and see how in depth it is. Okay. You got a flat spot there, so it's causing toilet paper to build up. Probably, that one looks a little bit older, but maybe you got some 1.6 gallon toilets in the house and you're not getting enough water to push all that out.
Potentially, yeah. But yeah, you can start to see this is what I mean by all the roots that are coming in.
Right. Yeah, they'll probably, from that point on, well actually from here, this one's pretty bad, just all on the right.
Yeah.
That one's causing
all the blockage.
Right, so you can see.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
huge.
turn it off if you don't mind. Let it drain down for a second. And you're a good doggy, aren't you?
Basically starting to come through at every joint.
Every 3 foot. That's what they'll do.
So, based on what you've seen so far, is it still possible to line?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good. That's really what I'm more concerned about.
Yeah.
Because I know it's going to continue to get worse.
Oh, absolutely. Have you contacted your insurance company to see if you got any coverage?
I have not. Not
Yeah,
yet.
you got some fractures starting there. The right side.
Yeah.
Top, this upstream piece has got fractures in it.
Yep, I can
This
see
has
it.
got not only there, but here, and there.
And that's the thing is I would like to...
Yeah, pretty good fracture there where it's actually falling down on the top. So this piece is falling down. You can see where down there is where the joint is. This is a joint. This section is falling. There's something downstream of that. Yeah, it's in bad shape. Yeah, that's right. That there is. If you back up again, I would never put another auger in there, ever.
You'd never put another what?
Auger.
Okay.
Don't over auger that. Because if the auger gets caught up in any roots and that cable starts smacking,
You could tear the...
you're going to potentially collapse it.
Okay.
You flushing any wipes?
Nope.
You flush that toilet?
Okay.
Maybe hold it down a few seconds so it empties the whole tank.
You said hold it down?
Yeah. Sometimes that flapper will close and not empty the whole thing. I get as much water and push that out of there. There it looks like it goes to possibly concrete once it gets up there.
How far out are we?
About 100 feet.
Oh, then you're probably getting ready to join into the main sewer. So yeah, we don't flush any wipes. I cannot guarantee that my 8-year-old doesn't do dumb things every once in a while. But, yeah, no, we don't have wipes in the house.
There's the tap right there. So the bad thing is the tap looks to be in good shape as far as no fractures or anything, but once you seal off all those joints, those roots are going to start looking for another place. And that's probably going to be the next place. So normally when we sell a liner, if the tap is in good shape, we will line it to within a foot. Because if that liner goes into that main even a 1/4 inch, it's a $2,500 Schwalm cut. We have to go in through the manhole with a special tool. It's $500,000 and cut that liner out. In some cases, you have to line all the way into the main if it's all fractured up or heavy roots present. So that would be a call you would want to make as far as, yeah, go ahead and line it all the way out or stop it within a foot. But this is only, from this joint to there is only probably 6 inches. So, the liner would stop back here a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna... Set the counter. If I turn this.
Oh, yeah. We don't have a garage, so everything has to live in our basement or a shed. And if it's in the shed, then the animals get to it. Inevitably.
So you got some fractures right there. Yeah, so that's the transition from clay to concrete. There's only a short section.
Okay.
Concrete. So you can line 1 foot into the concrete or take it all the way to the tap.
I think we'd probably go 1 foot into the concrete.
You got roots there at that joint.
Yeah.
So you've got them
all the way, basically.
at that depth. So if you line it all the way out to a foot into that and then you have issues down the road, you'll know what it is.
You'll know where it is, yeah.
The good thing about that last one is it's not in the flow line, so it's not affecting anything.
Like this one is
starting to get into the flow line. So this is your flow line here to there.
Yeah, this is the one I'm fairly certain caused us our backup problem the last time.
I think it was more close. I want to say there was one that was real bad up towards closer to the house. But it could be wrong. Let's get some good fractures there. I was thinking there was one that I had this.
Had a big nodule over it.
How many feet did they say? There's your clean out there.
That's our clean out, yeah. I think it was like about 70-ish from the clean out, and
So from the clean out to your tap, 63 feet.
yeah. It's a little wide on that puppy dog.
Circular fractures. Usually when you see them, it's right at a joint. It's the coupling that's breaking off of the down. Right. One at a joint.
There's the drain.
You have a bucket there. Do you want to try and pour some water in that and see?
Let's see if I can get this sucker out right now.
So you had water come up in that floor drain, and then did it go back down?
Yeah.
Once you water it? So you're getting some kind of flow in it. My recommendation is probably going to be to abandon that floor drain.
Really?
And the reason for that is the liner's not, unless you line that short part of the branch, the liner's not going to help with your roots there. So they're going to eventually grow back into the cord button. Go ahead. You can go ahead. Looks like somebody recently dug it up right there.
I think that was part of the concrete work they did when they put in the bathroom.
I'm thinking somebody abandoned it. It's not coming. See, I'm getting water movement upstream. I wonder if they rerouted it.
That's what I'm wondering. I wonder if it used to be where the shower is.
I'm going to pour some more in there and we'll see if it comes out this.
Okay.
A good amount if you could. Showing there either. You might have to fill it up about halfway.
The bucket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if like there's any breaks or anything, that's a big root. It's about that big around. Right here, see that?
You think that's a root?
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt. It's plumb full of roots. Yep, here it comes. The bad thing is it's coming out of the top, so that tells you how full it is with roots. It's not coming out of the bottom as much as it is coming out of the top. So when you poured it in there, it was shooting out here before it even came out there. But yeah, so that right there, let me see if I get the camera. No, that's not. It looked like, when it was back there, it looked like a root, but that's just part of the, so what it is you got to break all the way around it and it's separating it.
Okay.
But yeah, those are definitely roots. So I'm gonna get a depth upstream a little bit. So what we would do is we would open the floor, locate this at a depth of 10 inches deep. Do you have a sump pump anywhere? Okay. So the reason I asked that is when you have a basement and you have clay pipe, you get groundwater, and that groundwater will wick or weep into the joints of the clay. And if you go in and you put a liner in there and you seal it off,
it doesn't go in there anymore.
Nowhere for that water to
Some
go.
pumps over here in the corner.
We've had several customers have to go in and install a sump pump after we line it because they didn't have one.
Okay.
So basically you would be looking at an 83-foot liner. Now, let me look at something else. So that's 83 feet to that point. The only problem is that leaves you, well, we would just open it right there. And just make it an 84-foot liner. That way you don't have any clay. Because if I open it there, and then left that little bit of clay, you could potentially down the road have issues in that 3-foot section. So basically it would be, say, an 85-foot liner because you got issues. They did a horrible job connecting. You can actually see outside the pipe right there where they did that repair right at the bathroom. So say it's 84/7, so it'd be an 85-foot liner. Take care of it all.
Now, when they put this in, they left cast iron from here on.
Right.
And I'd like your opinion on the cast iron.
So you actually have clay right there. I think the only cast iron was, there it is.
Yeah.
So with the scale build up, it's hard to tell
Okay.
the condition of the cast. So what you would have to do is descale it. Can't tell if that's a crack or if that's just scale that's kind of flaked away. There's two things you can do. You can basically do a 90-foot liner, but the problem is we would have to open the floor
Here.
in 2 spots, or you still would end up having that problem with the roots at the floor drain.
Okay.
Or you have to shoot 2 liners. You would shoot one liner there out and one liner upstream. The problem with that is you have to add a separate fee. So our minimum is $5,800. That covers 35 up to 35 feet.
Okay.
When you're already doing one liner, we would discount the second one, but you're still looking at $4,000. And the reason for that is whether it's 100-foot or 5-foot, it takes the same amount of time to cook, cool down, and all that, because you're still having to do the same process. So even with opening 2 pits, especially with that depth, you might only have $1,000 wrapped up in redoing that floor drain versus $4,000 for doing 2 liners.
Okay.
And we would open it up. I don't really like how everything is plumbed in there. Basically, we would open it up. Hopefully it's supported good. We see some J-hooks there. Hopefully the stack and everything is supported above there. But we would take off this ProFlex and open up the floor there, replace that 90 with PVC, and then start the liner.
Okay.
But it's 90 feet is what it would be to line it there. At $155 a foot. So you would have if we line it from here, you're also going to have what's called a Dan cut, which I don't know what that other company was going to do, because there's only one other company that has a Dan cutter, to my knowledge. So basically what we would have to do is we would shoot the liner through there,
And you'd have to cut a
and then
hole
we have
for
to
the...
cut the liner for the bathroom branch line to come in. So that's one Dan cut there. That's the first Dan cut's $800. Each one after that's $400. Now, luckily, you only have one. Now you do have a second one with that. If you want, you can eliminate it. It's up to you. Because you have this clean out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unless they don't have a long enough machine. You know, let's say you do have an issue down there at the tap down the road. Any good plumbing company is going to have a 100-foot cable.
That's kind of what I was...
So you can eliminate that clean out. And when I say eliminate, we just line through it. We don't dig it up and abandon it. That would save you $400 from having to have 2 Dan cuts. You'd have a short little D-scale. We wouldn't charge for that because it's so minimal.
Okay.
But we would want to get that pipe smoothed out inside so that
You don't catch anything on the liner.
that plus
Full width.
when you have a 4-inch pipe and it's with the scale built up, it might be 3.5, and then you're trying to shove a 4-inch liner through it. So you got a 4-inch cast iron there. You got 4-inch clay there. Actually, that might be fine. Silly. What do they do there? That's a reducing Firmco. So what they did, I think this is 5-inch clay. So they went 4, 5, back down to 4 when they put the PVC in. Because 5-inch PVC is not common. It's available, but you can't run to your Home Depot, Lowe's, or whatever. So your bottom, there's something that's catching there, but the bottom seems to line up somewhat. I mean, there's a little bit of an offset. I'm just about bet that that's 5-inch clay. I don't think it's 6-inch. There's a clean out there. That could possibly be 6-inch at the clean out, because you can't see unless it's in the bell. It almost looks like it's a little bit bigger. I think it's the same. So our first step would be, we would jet it. That would be included in the price.
Okay.
You don't have it, I mean, as long as we did it fairly soon, like if you, let's say you went with us and we got you on a schedule and was able to get you pretty soon,
I would like to do it sooner rather than later, because then I can sleep easier.
Those root balls won't get that much bigger to cause you to back up. You know, you've got a little bit of time before that. As long as you don't have any parties flushing a bunch of toilet paper.
Not planning on it. And now that my kid's back in school, she's not at home as much. Yeah, I think it backed up originally in like before the Christmas holidays. I think it might have even been all the way to Thanksgiving. I have to think about that. But, we've been trying to figure out. Well, we've been trying to get some people out and get some idea of what it's going to cost. Do you guys have financing available?
We do. So we can finance through Kimba. Kimba right now is running 12 months, 0%.
There's a pretty good crack on the bottom right there.
So, I mean, for 12 months, I tell people, if you're sitting on $1 million, you get their money for 12 months and 0%. But yeah, it's through Kimba.
Okay.
It'd be nice to find out that if your insurance, most of the time, if insurance covers it, it's either $2,500 because the house is more than 50 years old, or up to $10,000.
It's more than 50 years old.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is some policies, if it's more than 50 years, they'll only pay $25. Some policies, if you have coverage, some will pay automatically $10,000. There's other companies out there, which you would know if you had it, because it's a separate, by itself policy. Funny thing is the guy that had to use it twice, when he signed up, it was $79 a year, but they cover up to $25,000 for water and sewer.
Okay.
But if you had Cincinnati insurance, you would know it, because like I said, it's a separate policy that only covers those two.
We don't have that.
We would abandon this this floor drain branch and put in a new floor drain.
Okay. So, when you were saying the $155 per foot, does that include whatever work we need to do with the concrete?
So, yeah, the concrete. So the second pit we would have to charge something for. I'll have to figure out what we can get for it. It includes, as long as it's under 2 foot deep, it includes opening the floor, taking out that section, putting new PVC in where we open the floor, backfilling, and then concrete. If it's over 2 foot deep, then we have to. We've had some that are 4 or 5 foot deep in the house, and that takes a long time to dig. But if we have to open a second, that's on 10 inches.
Okay.
When we have to open a second pit, then we have to charge something for it. I'll just have to figure out what that'll be.
Okay.
Probably, I'm going to guess somewhere in the $850 range. Because we also have to put in a new floor drain. And just the trap alone for that floor drain is probably $50, $60. And then you got a pipe and a Y and all that. New floor drain. The thing would be, we would probably, if we're going to end up shooting a liner here all the way out, then we'd probably just open the floor right at that floor drain. And tie in a new Y and a new floor drain. Instead of opening it out there where I showed you the first time, we'd probably just open it right close to that floor drain.
So right here?